Living by yourself, I ain't gonna lie, you got a lot of responsibility that your ass did not prepare for. But if you do want to move away from home, like I did do this myself. I graduated from college in May of 2021. I moved to Miami in November 2021, and it's definitely an experience. So here are some advice and tips that I would recommend for someone to do before they actually do make the move to help them with the overall process. Starting off, I would really highly recommend having a job, right? Like that's almost common sense, but I actually didn't. When I moved, I just heavily relied on modeling and working part-time as a freelancer with only one company. And then I moved here and that company literally had no jobs for me. So when I technically moved to Miami, I was, yes, already a signed model, but I wasn't even officially signed in Miami and I had no job. So luckily, I was able to network and end up working for other companies, which definitely saved my ass. It's very important. You have to know why you want to move, right? Like, why do you want to move? What do you want to do while you are there? And that includes actually working. You got to make money. And this goes without question, right? People always ask, like, how much money should you have? If you don't have money saved up, I don't even know why you would move. Because this shit costs a lot of money. I would say, me, I wanted comfort money. Like I wanted to be able to move somewhere and know, like, even if I didn't work for some time, I had money saved up. I would say, if you got like 20K in the bank, you can make the transition, right? You're gonna spend a lot of it, but if you got 20K saved up, I would say you can be up and you can be out and you can find a place to live. But of course, you have to have a job lined up. Having more than 20K, but I don't think you need more than 20K, my opinion. So what helped me, right? It mainly always comes down to money, right? I didn't have stupid spending habits outside of just buying clothes that I never wore. Or maybe I went out to eat a little too much. Like I will say, like, not being addicted to nicotine, not doing drugs, you don't spend money on these substances, right? I feel like a lot of young adults are addicted to nicotine or drugs of some sort and they spend money on it. But when you move out and you have bills and you have real expenses, you can't be spending money on that shit. I know a lot of people that, they don't have that much money, but they always have money for some substances. And, to each their own, that's their life. But definitely, if you're not addicted to substances and you're not spending money on them, it'll help you. I feel like no one can really argue that. If you do them, do you. But just know, you gotta pay your bills. There's a priority list. One tip or trick I would recommend is like 2 or 3 months before you actually plan on moving, act as if you already have expenses, right? Like, so even if you're living at home, I lived at home, you want to almost act as if you're paying $1,500 in rent. Like, let's say your total expenses for the month is $2K. So you have to save up $2K for that month. And then whatever after that is extra, right? Like, oh, let's say you make $4K in a month, but $2K of it are expenses. So you really only have $2K spending money. So do you want to save some? Do you want to just spend the other $2K? Makes you look at money a little differently, other than, oh, I have $4K, I'm just gonna save it. No, like, view the $2K as if it was like your rent, your car, your gas, your groceries, and then, make you look at life a little differently. But of course, until that money is gone out of your account, it doesn't really hit, because when them bills come, you feel me? Something else related to money would be pay off as much debt as possible. And I say that in the sense of, it doesn't matter, because you can live with debt. It's almost like peace of mind, right? I hate that I still have student debt that I have to pay off. So I know, like, oh, I have to pay rent, I have all whatever these expenses, but I also have my student loans. If you can't pay off your car, pay off your car. Pay off as much debt as possible. You don't want to be paying interest. Luckily with student loans, we haven't been paying interest for a long time, but that's gonna quickly end in December. This 10K is supposed to be forgiven, so hopefully that helps. It's gonna help me. Hopefully it helps a lot of y'all, knowing that you don't owe anyone else money other than like the rent or whatever that you have to pay. But if I could go back, I would maybe spend less money on certain things and spend it more towards my debt. You want to have like 5 backup plans. I know for me personally, it's kind of funny looking back that when I moved to Miami, my goal was model during the day, do the freelancing, like catering services during the day, and then at night I actually wanted to work at a club, being like a VIP manager. And then long story short, I moved to Miami and I'm thinking, yeah, I can do this. Like, I'm built for this shit. And I definitely think I can handle it. But then you get here and then all the managers are like, well, you have no nightlife experience in Miami, so why would we hire you? And I'm like, damn, that's facts, right? So there's a lot of lessons that you learn, that shit does not go your way And when you realize that life isn't just handed to you, and especially when you're new, you don't know anybody, you're not networked in, you're not plugged in, you didn't grow up here. Where I fucked up is I was kind of relying on my old life back in Boston to transfer for whatever reason in Miami, when they're completely two different markets. They're not the same. It makes you look at life differently, right? Like, you really do start as a nobody, and then you have to prove yourself again. When you move, don't expect anything from anyone, and you really do have to. But that's why a lot of people do want to move, right? They want to start over, they want to start a new life. It's really simple. Have a plan, have money, go out and execute it. That's the simple formula, right? There's a bunch of shit that happens in the mix, but that's the basics. Actually, that helps with the move is know where you're moving and only bring what you gotta bring. For example, I moved to Florida from Boston. Boston, we have all 4 seasons. So around this time of year, you know, September, fall, starts rocking, the mornings are cold, nights are cold. So I got winter clothes. And I should have known, moving to Miami, it's fucking hot, it's tropical. Jared, you're not going to wear these hoodies. You really do realize that, you know, that's one of the things when you move out, that some shit matters and some shit absolutely does not, especially materialistic stuff. If you're looking to make the move, trust me, do it. I've said it 100 times, I'll say it 100 times more. Moving out, living on your own is the best thing you can do for yourself as an individual. Get out of your comfort zone, makes you really appreciate money and, you know, having a responsibility. And if you can live on your own, you can provide for yourself, you can put a roof over your head, food on the table, have a place to sleep, like, you're doing really well for yourself. So, but this is my advice and tips that I would recommend to you guys. If you're obviously watching, you're interested, to take it with you and, you know, take mental note of it. If you're looking to move out, just, and I really do feel like this can help you in your life. If you're new, subscribe. We just passed 200 subs. I think we're at like 201 right now, so, you know, steady wins the race. You know, we're going up. I really do appreciate all the comments. So if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, you know, constructive criticism, always appreciated. Make sure you hit the sub button. Follow me on the socials. We're going to stay active with it. I am back. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.